Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. So, today I am having I call a savory day because I made my French toast with just salt and pepper and I put ketchup on it. It's not the cinnamon and the syrup. And I got tomato juice in my coffee. And after all this salt and savory, I got a jello pudding. That's my dessert. So I think it's a bro day, of course. But now my son, he has his own channel, and that's the ASMR bro. He had that for a long, 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 long time. That's his channel. And he started a channel, the Mukbang Bro. And what happened is, he did a couple videos, like he did one, me and LaFonda, or no, I wasn't there. LaFonda was in the back, and her daughter's in the front in the car. Then when he went down to Minto, or Fredericton, I mean, uh, he did a video with some friends eating mukbang, and he started out like that, and then about a year ago he said to me, and this is on the mukbang bro channel. He said, "Mom, you wanna like because I cook, right?" And he said, and I think I made like cabbage roll. I did meatloaf, mom's spaghetti sauce, and then we just started ordering out because it was easier. But anyway, um, so about a year ago, I went on it with, he said, "Mom, do you want to do mukbang with me, and you don't have to, I'll buy the food and I'll give you some money and you don't have to cook well." I said, "What do? We just talk and joke around, and he bugs me and stuff, but he bugs me anyway." But anyway, so while I was doing that, everybody said that, well, not everybody, but people said that I should start my own thing, my own uh, YouTube channel. So it's been what, 16 days? 15, 16 days. Now, one place says I got 4.2K views. That's YouTube Studio, but then there's another site that my son said I had to go on, and you had to do four things. You had to do this, that, and get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000K view. Well, they were four things. Well, that's not updated yet, but they'll send me an email when I'm monetized. So I am over that mark. So I'm going to thank everybody for viewing me, and we'll get on to bro. Okay, so bro's due date, like he was way different than LaFonda, this pregnancy, right? His due date was July 1st, and we were in Montreal. Um, we moved to a building because I had LaFonda, and she was in my room. We had a nursery. We had a nice, but we ended up moving into a 4-bedroom because I didn't want to put the two babies together and blah blah blah. So in this apartment building, my oldest half brother, he was on this side, but they had when you lobby in the mailboxes, and it was fire rated, sort of divided in two sections. We were over here, and he was over there, and because I was pregnant for him, I didn't have him yet. That's right. So anyway, and they were three. 3 on both, or 4, maybe 4, because there's elevators. Yeah, there's 4. Ground floor, second, third, and fourth. Anyhow, well, I had him July 1st, or June 30th at 11:30 at night. No, I didn't have him yet. Did I have him? No. No, we moved into, I gotta think. So I had no diabetes. I felt a lot of movement. I didn't have to go to all those, I had the same doctor as LaFonda. And after I had LaFonda, after they gave me the Pitocin, I think I had her like in 3 hours or something. And I remember her saying, she said, when you go into labor, you get them to call me because she lives quite a ways out. And she said, she said it as a joke, but anyways, she said, where you had LaFonda in 3 hours, your second one you'll probably have in an hour. So we moved into that apartment building, and yeah, I was quite pregnant when this happened. I think I was probably 7 months pregnant with Bro. And like I said, we didn't smoke. I still smoked with the kids, but not that much. I cut right down. Dietitian said it's better to smoke 10 cigarettes a day than try to quit when you're pregnant, and it'll give you more stress. So it's better, it's more healthier for you to smoke 10 cigarettes, and I was under so much stress. So with my daughter, I was stressed. That's why anyway, so we used to meet out in the lobby, and we could smoke inside the lobby. So we got to know, because my brother, he was living across the hall. And then this girl, she had a little boy. He was probably 4, 4.5. And he used to run around with her lighters and flicking them. And she said, oh, I give him the lighter after he, like me and Mom would take turns. Mom would go stay with LaFonda. I go for a cigarette, and then I go, and then like that, right? We didn't take her out in the hallway. So anyway, he's flickering and going. Active kid, Mikey, his name. And she smoked too, but we didn't smoke in our apartment side. We went out in that section. So we got to know the people coming in, and, you know. Anyways, he had this, I just get LaFonda to sleep. And we had the doorbell at our apartment. There's a doorbell, and it's so, I wished I was able, because here comes Mikey. I just get her to sleep. And she's young, and sometimes I let him come in, and he bring little cars, and they play cars together. So that's why he would come down. His mother would just let him run everywhere. And, well, she's with the boyfriend, you know? Anyways, and I'd open. Well, he had his cars in this wagon, and it squeaked, the wheels, and you'd hear him coming. So I open up the door and say, shh, LaFonda's sleeping, come back later. So he'd take off, right? But you hear that squeaking going back. Anyways, So the mother, I don't know, she decided to babysit these two boys, not in our building. The woman was going to school, and the boys were 2 and 3. She had a daughter, but the daughter was going to school just up the road. And I think she was going to school to learn English or something. It was only half day. It wasn't a full day or nothing. 4 hours maybe. And anyways, well, I guess Mikey in his bedroom, he used to take the handle off. This is what she said. But you couldn't get into his room. He would take the handle or something like that. Well, we were away. I usually sleep at that time, around 12 o'clock, 12:30, with being pregnant with LaFonda. And Mom would go down to her sister's. And I wasn't going to school yet. I went back to school after. But anyway, she'd take the car. We had a car. And anyways, that day, I had an appointment, a doctor's appointment, but my brother didn't know. And Mikey went in his bedroom with the two little boys. The mother's in the next bedroom with her boyfriend. She takes the knob off the door. She had his bed in the middle of the room, I guess. He gets a hold of a lighter, and he ends up burning the mattress. She couldn't get in, so they went around the building. She's on the second floor, we are too. Gonna get the kids through the window, but they all ended up burning. So we come home and we're in the back of the parking lot. Well, my brother, when the smoke alarm went, he didn't know what apartment because he's in that section. Well, all he sees is smoke. Always think about me and the Fonda mom, and so he went around the building onto our balcony, and he's banging and banging and banging. There's no answer. He's freaking out. So, anyways, we get home and we come from the back way. Fire trucks and everything is in the front. We went around the building, and oh my God. So, my brother comes right up, We said, what happened? And he told us. So, now we already had it planned that once I had the bro, I was going to move to Ottawa to take a course. Oh, before that happened. I forgot something. Before the fire, with LaFonda, no wonder I was borderline diabetes because I craved grapes, Greek food, baklava, anything sweet. Now with bro, cream of broccoli. I tasted it. I went and took French course, and they had this cafeteria, and it was quite far for me to go. I was done it anyway, and I was craving that soup. I made about 10 batches of different ones. Didn't taste right, so I gave it to my brother. Didn't taste right, made another one. So at the end of it, he said, he didn't want it. He said, I like your soup and everything, but I don't want any I don't want any more of that soup. He said, because I'm spending the time in the bathroom. Anyway, so that's the soup. So we were planning on after the fire. Well, what happened after the fire? Ours wasn't burnt. Our furniture was okay. And that night, a fireman, he was posted out in the lobby because you never know if it might restart again or whatever. And then the fire alarm kept on going on and off, on and off. They had a lot of renovations to do after that, even in our part. And it was so depressing because a couple of days after, we were still in the apartment, and it's depressing. Anyway, we went to the funeral. I'm pregnant for bro. But we were sitting there and at 12:30, this is after the fire, you would hear Mikey's wagon coming up because we were so used to hearing it. And then LaFonda, she found one of his little cars underneath the sofa. And she played with that. She slept with that after. She would not. She's too young to know what's going on. But she probably figured out something was going on. But she slept with that car and everything. It was hard to get that car away from her. She even took a bath in it. But anyway, with it. So, my aunt, where it was so depressing and everything, she said, well, you're moving to Ottawa once you have bro anyway. My aunt was on remission at the time, see. But she'd only go on remission 6 months, and then the cancer, like she fought this cancer for 10 years. To be on remission, doing fine, 6, 7 months later, they find more. So, anyway, I was going to take a course in Ottawa. That's when LaFonda seen that girl there, the woman. Eyes all big. Anyway, and we were only there a year. And then we moved back because my aunt's cancer came back. So, we put all our stuff in storage, and my aunt had a townhouse, and she said we could stay over her place. Because it was depressing, that building, and the fire alarm kept on coming on, it was just terrible. I couldn't stand it there. Doctor said it was best for me to move out of there anyway, and we weren't going to. So anyway, my aunt, she said we could stay with her because I'm ready to have him in a month and a half or a month or something. Anyway, well, so the day that we were going to move in, my aunt called up. Her daughter, which was about 8 or 9 at the time, when she passed away, her daughter was 10. Anyway, she ended up catching chicken pox. And my aunt, she caught shingles. And if I was like 4 months pregnant or something, 5 months, I wouldn't have worried about it. But I never had chicken pox. And I never had shingles. And when you're pregnant, you got no immune system. So I called my doctor up. And I said, they got a townhouse. If I keep downstairs, would it be good? And she said, no. She said, because if I caught it now and I had him, I would get really sick too. And if I had him, had 1 more month. Yeah, had 1 more month. And she said, if I still have it and I go into labor, where I had LaFonda 4 weeks early, I didn't know when I was going to have him. You know what I mean? So, if I was going to go full term, or he was 7 pounds, 1 ounce baby. But what happened was, she said no, so we got nowhere to go. So we had that little hatchback. We put the seat down, made a bed parked in my aunt's driveway, and I was in the front. Mom was the thing, and then LaFonda and whatever clothes, and I had the seat right back as much. Oh, it was so uncomfortable. We did that for a couple weeks until my aunt's ex-husband, he found out. He said, no. That's the one that drove me with Perla Pondai. She was with him for quite a while. They would come down New Brunswick together in the summertime. I mean, him and Mom was like that, right? Good friend. His good friend. She had a baby by him, too. Anyway, so we slept out in that Chevette, and then we'd go to Timmy's to wash up and get coffee and whatever, ate out. Couldn't go to my aunt's. And anyway, so when he found out, he said, no, I can stay at my girlfriend, and you guys can stay at my apartment. And his girlfriend's apartment wasn't far from him, just a walk away. So he's only like 15 minutes from the hospital. I was still on the West Island an hour and a half, you know what I mean? So we moved into his apartment. And as soon as we had Bro, we were gonna wait, and then a few weeks and then go into Ottawa. And he knew it. He knew the plan. So we stayed at his place, and the bugger on June 30th couldn't wait a day. I would have had him July 1st. The first baby gets like pre-diapers and formula and all that stuff, you know? Well, he couldn't wait. So my water breaks, I woke up 10 p.m. And I said, there's going to be the same as LaFonda's, you know what I mean? Because my water broke, I got no contractions, blah, 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 blah. So we call my aunt's ex told him, because they were going to take care of LaFonda. Well, Mom was in labor with me. So we called him up at 10. We arrived at the hospital at 10:30. And I told the nurse, I said, you better call, because she's ready to give me the Pitocin at 10:30. I was still not dilated. And I told her, I said, 10:15. I said, you better call my doctor. My doctor told me you got to call her as soon as I arrive, because she lives quite far out. Oh, you got lots of time. Oh, this nurse? Look, she was something else. She's the only one at that hospital that I've been in. I had no problem. It was just her. All the other staff was great. Was LaFonda, you know what I mean? Just this one. And I had to get her. And Karma got on me. Remember how I was not making fun, but that girl that was in pain. But anyway, I said, and she puts a Pitocin and it's dripping fast. I said, you better slow that down. I said, because you're going to end up delivering this kid. That's what I said to her. I said, you better call my doctor. You got lots of time. So, she still never called the doctor. And I'm in the labor room. Not the labor and delivery. I'm in the labor room. And I got this drip going. I told her the first one that I had, I got sick. So they gave me a second one, a different Pitocin. Anyway. 11:15, I started yelling. I said, he's coming, he's coming. She's like, because she only gave it to me at 10:30. You know what I mean? Anyways, I'm yelling and screaming. She comes in and tells me to be quiet and everything. Well, yeah, I'm yelling because I can. So she checks me and she goes, oh my God, I can feel my head. Next contraction, she's out. And they're going to get me in the delivery room. Here, a guy cleaning the room, and well, you just don't give a care when you're in labor, right? But I mean, so they pump me on the bed and they get me over there and everything and blah, blah, blah. And I'm still upset that they didn't call the doctor. Next interaction, I wasn't even up onto the bed in the other room yet. Well, she delivered him. But it came out like this, the bugger. Now, my doctor was there. What they would have done was broke his arm. And, and I wouldn't have had no stitches. Like, they would have broke his arm, and he's young, it would heal. You would never know. I found out after. I didn't know nothing about this, but I can feel the head, she said. It was his elbow. So anyway, I wanted a woman doctor. I didn't want no guy, but I had this guy before my doctor showed up. He was stitching me up. Oh no, I think he was a nurse. But he was like this and everything. So anyway, I wasn't paying attention to him. So my doctor came in and she was so upset. Oh my gosh, she was upset. I had a lot of stitches. Anyway, so I told her, I said, I'm going to need some sleep. I said, don't put me in with someone that's in a lot of pain, because I'm in pain, but I'm still not moaning and groaning, but still, I'm uncomfortable, right? So they put me in with this girl. I think everybody thought I had C-section because where his head was round and not a cone. She had C-section. And when I went in, it was 11:30. She was sleeping. The baby was at the nursery. I think she's leaving because she had a C-section and they keep you in for 4 or 5 days, whatever, and she was on her last days. Next day they bring the baby in. Bro. And Mom, she couldn't come that much. She came with LaFonda, of course, but I was there with him mostly alone. My aunt couldn't come in because she had... So anyway. Then, visiting time, you're only supposed to have 2 people or 3 people. And you have a curtain dividing. Now I'm in a little bit of pain, you know, and I had Bro with me because it was time that we visitors and whatever. She was Italian, had a big family. She had like 15 people. So they took my chair. Flowers all over the place and everything, and I can't have too much scent, right? Certain flowers. They're laughing and going, and I'm uncomfortable. Nurse comes in, and I'm laying there with Bro. No chairs, just me and him on a. And I had my legs up in the air, you know, because I was so sore. Everybody thought I had a C-section, so she asked me how my stitches are doing, and I told her, well, it hurts when I use the bathroom, and she's wondering what's going on. And then I explained. She said, well, we didn't know that or something. So she gives me the bottle with the witch hazel. If you ever have stitches for anything, I'm telling you, get witch hazel and dilute it. Well, after I was using the bathroom, it's good for stitches. So I'm uncomfortable. Well, they moved me up to a private room. She should have had a private room with 15 people, but they moved me up to a private room. All by myself. They catered to me. Oh, it was nurses up there didn't know that I wasn't paying for it, you know, because it wasn't covered, right? You got to pay for it. When they moved me up there, because I told her, I said, those flowers are giving me a headache. And I said, I'm trying to rest here. I'm not feeling good. So, there we go. Now, that night, Mom comes up. I think visiting hours was done at 9. Someone was watching LaFonda. I think just she came up because it was late. And the nurse comes around with those 3 pills again. I go, I really don't need the painkillers. Muscle relaxers I really don't need. I said, but maybe I'll take a sleeping pill. Well, I took it around 7. And I wasn't getting tired. I went out for a cigarette with Mom and everything. I wasn't tired. I said, maybe because I am in pain. She said, well, I got some Tylenol. 3 with codeine or whatever. I think the painkiller was Tylenol at the hospital, but I think they were only going to give you 1 or maybe without the codeine, having the other 2, right? Maybe just extra strength. I don't know. Anyway, so I said, yeah, okay, I'll take 1. I don't take no codeine or nothing like that. I don't think I ever did. So, I don't know if she gave me a 1 or a 3 or whatever. I know 1 with codeine. My son in Fredericton, when we were in Fredericton, he had some type of headache or something, and he was going to the bar to play pool, and we were at Tim Hortons, and he comes in, asked me if I had any Tylenol or whatever. I said, no. So asked Mom, the drugstore woman over there. She said, it's strong. It's extra strength or something. Didn't tell him that it was 1 with the codeine. Well, he ended up taking 2. Went over to the pool room, went out for a cigarette and passed out. Someone could have beat him up and robbed him and everything. But the bouncer had come out. Calls me out next day. What did your mother give me? I said, you know not to take drugs from her. Anyway, so whatever she gave me, it knocked me out. But I had the worst nightmare. I don't have nightmares. The worst nightmare. The hospital was on fire. I had a nightmare See, about the boys, maybe. I never thought about that, right? Because Bo, in my dream, was on the 7th floor. I was on the second, had a hard time to get up to him, got up to him, then we had to jump out the window. Oh, it was terrible. I'm scared of heights. It was terrible. What dream? So next day, doctor came in and she said, I said, can I leave? I said, it's a private thing and everything, but can I go home? I said, because I miss my daughter too, and she can't come all, So she said, okay, you're both fine. But I never took pills for Mom. So we were at Ottawa for a year. Then we moved back to Montreal because my aunt's cancer came back. Meantime, I took the secretary accounting course in computer and that. That was DOS, so that was all. I think the only thing we had Windows was Word Perfect 6.1. Microsoft Office that hadn't been out yet. We're talking 92, 1992, 93. Then, when Bro was 2 and LaFonda was 4, that's when we moved back to New Brunswick after I was done the course and my aunt passed away. The stages, right? So that's all for Bro, really. Now, my youngest daughter, her stage name, I'm going to call her Jenny. I don't want to say my youngest daughter all the time. So we'll call her Jenny. And hers was totally different again. Totally different. Totally different. Each pregnancy was different. But anyhow, that's, savory. See, I put salt and pepper in my tomato juice. Sometimes I made the French toast. I put salt and pepper, and sometimes I put like oregano or Italian seasoning or whatever, and then I put ketchup on it. And but after, I'm gonna have a cigarette. When I come back, I'll have I got it last night when I went to Valmart to get bread after work. Oh my God, we were busy at work. Oh, the Oreo cookie. But seen the light, it was a drag line. I did a vlog, It was one of the floats. They had, he was on the other side. Coming back, he was on that side. You could see it better. But it was sitting there like all day. They were working on the lights and they had flames coming out of it. And it was really, really nice. But yeah, I suppose the girl that I covered for, she probably took her daughter to the parade. So the one that I was covering, doing her weekends, right? Her husband's back probably today. So I work today, Sunday, and then Monday I'm back to my normal schedule again. Got the weekends off. I don't like, oh my gosh, it was busy yesterday. People wanting to wash all that salt and sand off underneath their car that they had to put down the other day. Bad accidents, oh my word. 3 tractor trailers and, jackknifed and people, oh my word. And then up the highway and down. Just tons of accidents, just tons. That a few days ago there. But anyhow, so I'm gonna go have my cigarette. I'll probably lay back down for a little bit, get up. take shower at 12, leave at 12:30, catch the bus, go to Timmy's, get my coffee, go to work. Just a routine, right? But anyways, okay, so tomorrow we're going to talk about Jenny. And you can check out the mukbang bro too. If you look at the videos, you will see, and then you'll see me. So because someone asked me, because they came over, because ASMR bro channel, he's advertising mine, and they never seen me with him in the mukbang bro. See, and then there's people from the mukbang bro that haven't been over to ASMR bro, and then they wonder why I call myself Momma bro, but he's known as a bro. But anyway, so yeah, and I made meatloaf, cabbage rolls. At the beginning, I was cooking, but then we just ordered out as we were making more money. You know what I mean? Once we were monetized and whatever. What else? Mom's hot spaghetti sauce. There's a few things I can't remember, but the one with LaFonda and her daughter in a car when they went to Burger King. That's a cute one. That's a cute. That's a cute one. But anyway, so I'll see you tomorrow. You guys have a good day. Oh my.